All right, I'm back, guys. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me, Jasmine? Let me grab one of my other decks. All right, I'm gonna get started with your question. All right, let's see what kind of impact. What does this have? Is this basically like you disagreeing with the review? So they also do an acknowledgement. See, we never did one. I never have had that. I never had to do that. I used to hate having to do the self evaluation, but okay. All right, so let's see. What kind of impact will this have? Hi, everyone. Welcome in. Paid readings are open. You know what? I'm going to actually use this deck. I'll clarify with that one, though. What kind of impact will this have? What kind of impact will this have? I see like a little bit of stuck energy. So let's see. What kind of impact will this have? All right, we have the World, the Ten of Air, and the Ten of Fire. I feel like right away with the World, like Spirit is saying, you're getting, like they're saying it's a job well done that you're doing this. This is going to bring you a path towards enlightenment. I feel like with the Ten of Air, this is the end of a difficult situation. They're saying embrace change and expect things to get better now. So I do feel like it will, the impact it'll have, some things are going to change. They may not happen. I mean, I feel like they could happen quickly because we're jumping right into the tens right after the World, right? I feel like there could be a little bit of stress that comes from this though too. So it's like there's gonna be like almost like the best of both worlds, but like, or like I feel like there's gonna be the good and the bad, the good and the ugly. Yeah, because I feel like it's not gonna just be straightforward good, right? I feel like you may have to still like fight for certain, I want to say like a certain point to get across. But either way, at the end of it, you're gonna find enlightenment. Like it's gonna be a positive outcome. Again, at the end of a difficult situation. Let me just see something with this Ton of Fire. The Nine of Cups. Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna just be good news for you. I will say, I don't know if they're gonna look at this right away, because it almost feels like they don't look at it right away, and then suddenly you'll just know. Because I do feel like things are gonna get better. I feel like things are definitely gonna get better. So after like some stress, you have the Nine of Cups with the Nine of Pentacles, so you feeling more secure, I would say, within your job. Um, feeling more, I want to say like contentment. Show me more. What can she expect here? It's a good impact though. I will say it's good. It's a good thing. Yeah, like the Six of Earth. So there is gonna be balance that comes. Balance is restored. I feel like too. Um, you have new career opportunities coming your way. So it's almost like Spirit saying like, just stay put, because I don't feel like this is your end all. Like you might have like another job that falls on your lap, because there's something about your career expanding here. Some more. Like what I feel like Spirit saying, like either way, whether they do something about things or not, you still get a good outcome, because you're still gonna get a good outcome, because you'll eventually, like when it comes to your career, you're gonna be exactly where you want to be. The Queen of Fire is here, so they're saying like stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Definitely assert your independence and like, I would say your confidence, your creativity. So this could also be like a sign of like, maybe like it's time to move on from this specific job. So either way, you're gonna receive some type of enlightenment. That's whatever that enlightenment is. It's gonna be good news for you. All right, we have ego here. Um, don't let negative or fear-based thoughts cloud you either. Don't be overly focused on like, I want to say like on what like um don't overly focus on an outcome with this job specifically, especially if it's not your end all be all. Like if you know that you're like eventually going to leave, don't get yourself so stressed out with this, like over things that you can't control, that you kind of lose track. Yeah, because see, like the Knight of Swords is here, so like that's that impulsive, egoistical kind of energy that we all have. It's almost like Spirit saying like, don't waste your time, or like, again, don't waste your energy. Don't be upset about things when you know for a fact you're not going to be here long. So yeah, like the King of Wands, he's the entrepreneur. So yeah, that's what I feel like. Overall, like there's a good outcome coming your way. Something good is coming your way either way. I do see things changing. You're on the right path, like Spirit said. It's a good thing that you're putting things out there. I feel like you just putting things out there is actually helping you more internally than anything, even if, let's just say, they don't acknowledge it. Because they may not. I don't know why I get a feeling of like there's either going to be acknowledgement or there isn't. But if there is, it's going to be good. Um, the Five of Swords. Look, the Five of Wands. Show me more. And the King of Cups. Yeah, I would say like definitely do what you're doing. Put it out there. You still need to do it, right? Because it's just a current event that you have to just get out there. But do it for more so like, it's almost like you're just getting it off your chest, basically. And then I would say like balance out your emotions when it comes to the job. Um, Everyone else has just given up. Yo, and you know what's crazy that I was gonna say? Literally, yo, I should have said it, because when I first started pulling, like when I first started shuffling, remember when I started shuffling these and then I grabbed the other ones, I swear I heard you need more people. And I should have fucking said it, because Now that you mentioned that, I kind of figured that because there's a lot of back and forth with them. And this is the thing, people will not stand up for themselves. And they won't even stand up for you. And yo, I swear I heard you need more people. That's fucking crazy. I should have said it. So I feel like, yeah, like I feel like this is something where I feel like change could easily happen if more people would speak up. But because it's gonna be one person, literally, you have the Nine of Pentacles here, is more isolated. So it's not that they're gonna fully ignore it, but it may not get as much heat as it would if it was more than one person. So that makes a lot of fucking sense. Cause it feels like there's too many people that are too scared. So I would say, like, for you, my advice is, like, if you know that this is, I would use this as your fuel. Like, my sister just had an issue too with, like, her end of the year, or I think it was her raise. She thought it was like $1,000 more than what they actually showed her. And she was just like, and then she was like, you know what, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna stress, because guess what, I'm about to get my realtor's license and I won't even need this job. So she said, why am I gonna stress myself out when I know, like, in the next year I'm not gonna be here? So that's what I would say, like, use it as your fuel rather than something that stresses you out. Like, there's probably not much you can do to get a change, but I do feel like putting it out there is good. It's also a thing where, like, you can use that too. Remember, like, if you're planning to quit, like, let's just say, you decide you want to go full-time entrepreneur, whatever, right? In this, the next week, the next 2 weeks, the next 3 weeks, whatever, they'll know, they already have a reason. Like, she was just not happy. Like, this is one of the reasons. um Anything else, Spirit? Yeah, the Queen of Swords. See, so you are gonna continue to be assertive, but don't lose track of your purpose, okay? Because the Queen of Swords, she's very disciplined and she's very focused on what really matters. So yeah, the paper trail, exactly. Like the Seven of Wands, like, definitely stand up for what you believe in, stand up for your beliefs, stand your ground. And if they do come to you, because they might, I'm getting they might, if they do come to you, just speak your mind, tell them exactly how you feel. Because I do feel like there's openness here for communication, for there to be, like, dialogue. um it's just a change that feels like it comes later on, but then you're already on your new path. So yeah, do all of that stuff. I used to do this. I used to be like, and I used to be honest with them, I didn't really care. My manager used to be like, I hope that was helpful, Chaz. And my manager used to be like, that they're likely, they say anonymous, but they're not. I said, I don't care. Like, one thing about me, when I say something, I mean what I say. So, like, if you want to question me about anything that I say, I will gladly tell you. Like, not even on some rude stuff. It's just, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, yeah, see, yeah. And sometimes things got to get worse for them. One thing I learned working in company is not being even limited, but one thing I learned, I feel like some people don't care. Like, that's why they feel like I have a middle person, like, you deal with your manager. Or if you don't want to deal with them, go to HR. But, like, a lot of higher ups, like, I noticed that, like, especially working at the law firms, it's rare. I mean, for the most part, most of the partners would be like, they'll definitely be open to speaking, but it's like you first got to go through necessary steps. And I get it, because especially if you're dealing with a big company, like, they don't want every single person coming to them. Hey, Jess, how are you? Yo, I've been manifesting hard as hell for, like, my businesses, and I don't affirm for them separately. And thank you, Jasmine. But yo, my Etsy shop, I have a girl that placed a $50 order on Thursday. Then she placed a $40 order or $44 order on Saturday. And then last night she placed an $80 order. Last night, for a second, I swear he always in my dreams in some type of school like setting. I've been doing my Etsy stuff. Wait, I want to see that. Hold on. A school setting. I want to see what that means. What's the school setting meaning? You know what? I have a dream book, but I don't really use that. Dream book is so old. I know it's not updated. One of my first work mom actually gifted me that book. Um well, you know, hallways talk about like oh my god. Hallways for me, like in spirituality, for me hallways talk about like oh my god, what is that term I'm looking for? Like portals. Like to me hallways are portals, because you know hallways, like especially like in any kind of building, hallways usually have multiple doors, you know, even if it's like one up there and one up here. um yeah, but they're like portals. So to me, I feel like you guys could be like connecting through portals. There's something else that I attach hallways to. I'm trying to think of what it is. Yeah, see, so yeah, I was gonna say transition. So I actually just looked it up. Um, so portals can talk about like uncertainty, like periods. They could represent periods of uncertainty, waiting, or change between life stages. Connecting past, meaning the old room, to the future, a new room. So it's almost like, because recently you've been having a lot of dreams with him that have to do with like, so I feel like you both are going from the old into the new. You know, they're pathways. They're like I said, you know, there's multiple doors. You decide which one you go through. Um, but I feel like for me, it's mostly filled with like hope and preparation. Um, so it's almost like you guys are in between time, if that makes sense. Um, like you can't really, there's like limited visibility. Um, where maybe you can't really fully see the end, but you're going towards the end, right? Um, I also feel like it's almost like preparing yourself for the next phase. I just feel like you guys are like, I'm gonna go with what I started, like start off like the portals. Like you guys are going from like the old this phase into a new one. Yami, you can post. Um yeah, it talks, I feel like it's just transition that you guys are going through. Especially like if you're feeling calm in it and happy, then that means like you're more in the hopeful energy. Whereas though, if I feel like if you have fears or like a little uncertainty, not where you're like what the fuck is going on, like confused, like in a like hey what the heck is going on, but more so like oh my god, like you know when you're confused, like you don't know why this is happening. I feel like depending on what how you feel when it comes to the dream, it tells you where you're at. So um it's just the path forward is what I'm getting. I feel like it's the path forward. I want to see schools. That was just like hallways meanings. Um, oh my God, it talks about transitions. See, or systems for spiritual growth. So I feel like it goes to like with your readings, like a few of your readings that I've done recently, where I talked about like you growing and like feeling more confident and more like assertive in your power. So um also too I wanted to see if there was, oh my God, this here says inner consciousness or specific world views, which is kind of like what we do with law of assumption. Expansion of awareness, aiming for a deeper understanding of reality and self. You know what, this too, that reading that reminds me, you know how, I don't know if you, I think we've talked about this before, Jess, where you're like, especially in this journey where you feel like your inner world is here and then your outer world is there. So there's like a thin line where you're kind of feeling like, it's almost like an uncomfortable feeling where you're like, you're believing so, like your inner world is so like imprinted in it, or at least it's starting to become so imprinted in you that that becomes your like almost like core. But then you see kind of the 3D and you're like, wait, hold on, and it kind of, you kind of get a little bit like, wait, what's going on? um that's what I'm getting, is almost like you're in the, you're like in that, not in the back and forth, but where you're kind of just like that phase of like uncertainty or like doubt, that's over, that's becoming over. um Shift in perspective, which yeah. um I'll be right with you, Yami. I just want to check one more. mm. You see, yeah, it's all about, it's literally, I just checked. So with dreaming of you and your person in school, right? um it does talk about nostalgic times, obviously, and I think I had told you that before. um Wait, where is that I just found? Yeah, so it's showing your subconscious processing forward movement by looking back at fundamental learning experiences, possibly about relationships or like identity. So yours, you remember I was saying this in like the, I think in one of the audios where I was saying like we're all like on the same journey, but you see how we get like completely different results, and we're all getting movement, but they're just like different, right? And your dreams are representing your past and your future, or your past and your, and I would say your past, your present, and your future. So I feel like Again, as long as you feel good, then you're on the right path. I don't really see anything that kind of shows um you see where you right here says key details to consider. Were your feelings in the dream, were you happy, anxious, or confused? That reflects your current emotional state. um yeah, it has everything to do with your imprint, like how you're imprinting your subconscious mind. Yeah, of your how you're imprinting yourself. Because either way, like the way they, they're explaining this in like a logical format, but to me, it's like because it says acknowledged. Oh wait, no, where is it at? Um, wait, where was it at? I think I missed it. All right, let me see. Yeah, transitional phase or journey in your relationship. So yeah, it's that's what it is. I think because yeah, I'm like when you said hallways and like school, I'm like there's transitional period. So yeah, this is what I feel like. Like I was saying, like halls to me represent like portals in the spiritual format or a path forward. There's different doors you get to decide which one to go into, and you might have good things in every single fucking door. This reminds me of like this meditation that I received last summer, where she did yeah, like in one door there was this, and this was all like all my good stuff. I mean, everything, all the doors were good stuff, but like one was like my relationship, the other one was like my business, the other one was like health, like, and it was all good stuff. um Let me just see something if I see anything else. Yeah, you're navigating changes, exploring new facets of your connection, and facing decisions together. It can reflect a period of personal growth or a need to move from one stage to another in your walking life with your person present as you explore these inner. Yeah, so this is also too, I feel like it's like goes back to like that whole thing of like you don't need to be perfect to manifest or to like just do anything. um so it's almost like as you're in this journey, because I like to call it a journey, you're still going to hold on, let me just grab this back. Is like I would say like you're not gonna be like 100%, right, when your manifestation comes in. So I don't know if that was like something on your mind too. um but yeah, like how people be like you need to heal, like you have to be 100% healed before you move on. That's not really true, because there's plenty of people who have met each other during healing journeys and worked out perfectly fine. So that's how I could put it. All right, this is for Yami. See, you know what too, oh my god, like this just says, sorry, one last thing. It says uncertainty or slash exploration, and it says they can signify a time when one door closes and the other one hasn't opened, involving inner transformation. So it's like what I was saying earlier, like how like your inner world, like the old you is already faded out, but the new you may not be like 100%, I want to say consistent or like steady. So it feels almost like, wait, what the fuck is going on? um Yeah, so that's what I feel like, that's where you're at. It's almost like your old self is like, I feel like just about gone. And I've been getting that through your tarot readings. And you're just like more in this, entering a more phase where more mature, more consistent, more like certain, um, not that many doubts coming up, and it's like things are just falling in your lap. So it may just be like a little bit like sometimes an uncomfortable space, but I don't really feel like you're gonna be feeling the uncomfort. Like I think because you already know what's going on. All right, let's see what's coming towards Yami. All right, we have an X resurfacing. Unexpected message from an ex leaves you surprised. A water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Unexpected love messages. Going out and having fun times. Family support strengthening. True love. A healthy relationship. Unexpected love call. A fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. You get a fire sign a lot. Financial security. And success after struggle. At the bottom you have new career opportunities. So that is for the universe messages. It's funny because I gave that name to this deck just quickly because I wanted to name it something different. There was someone I used to get readings from. She had a what's coming towards you, and so I wanted to change the name. So I just said universe messages just for now, and it was always supposed to change. Never changed it to that way. So now it just stays that way. Alright, this is for Yami. Chase your dreams, but do it in your high heels, of course. Girl, you are the star in every room that you stand in. Girl, it's time to spice up your game, like right now. The only place without risk of failure is watching from the sidelines. The world needs you just the way you are. You are pure fairy dust. Always remember to keep putting yourself first no matter what. What the universe, yeah, you know what, because I'm like that too. I'm a very like I don't know, like I was telling my guy best friend, we were laughing, he's like my brother. I was telling him and his wife, I was like, yeah, if I ever become the president, I was telling him, I was like, if I ever become the president, I was like, I'm gonna let you run the country, but I'm gonna be traveling. Like I want to try food like from different countries, right? And this came up because I was saying how like the worst thing to do is go travel and the food is nasty, because I feel like that's one of the highlights of vacation is food. And so that came up, and then he's like, the world is gonna be at war and you're just gonna be traveling trying food, and I said no, because if I become the president, like, we're gonna shift into a timeline where there's world peace, so everybody's gonna love each other, so there won't be war. And he was laughing. But that's really how I think about life that way. Like, I don't know, I feel like life is blissful no matter what. All right, for Yummy. Okay. You have some people aren't going to get it, and that's okay. So no over explaining. Sis, keep climbing that ladder in every way. No time for doubt or settling. Remember, having access to your space and energy is a privilege. Girl, just acting like a lady while thinking like a boss. He said the first thing he was bombing was Kensington and Philly. I was dying. I said, no, like, you won't have to do that. That's the thing. Everything is going to be perfect. Sis, go out and heal yourself with pretty things. Love, just do it at your own pace. So you don't need to rush. You don't need to be on nobody's time, basically. Sis, you're here to take over the world. What are you waiting for? Sis, stay undefeated. You're the biggest winner. And your sexuality is divine. And this one, girl, just go with your flow and watch magic happen before your eyes. So that is what I have for you, Yummy. Some people don't get it. Some people don't get shit because you know what I've learned? I think we get too, this is why they say, like, you have to be careful with who you interact with, because, especially when it's like close friends or family, even like close coworkers, like, you trust them so much that you start to fall into their little thought processes, and it's just like, yeah, no thanks. You're welcome. Oh, sometimes, yeah. Yeah, you see, you just naturally outgrow certain things. That's why I don't talk to people about certain stuff. Like, it's just, I just stay away. I just stay away. I've always been like that though since I was younger, because I was spiritually awakened since I was like 8 years old. So, like, I knew I always thought different. I experienced things differently. But yeah, as I've gotten older, oh my God, I've experienced so much that I'm like, ew, I hate the way you think, like, or even just the way you speak sometimes about certain stuff. It's just ew. Like, I remember, and I like Cardi B. I actually was listening to her this morning, but I remember when she first became popular, like, on social media, before she was even on Love and Hip Hop. One of my friends sent me her, like, some of her videos, and he was like, "Isn't she relatable?" And I was like, "No, she's not." Like, I was like, "She's not," because I've never acted like that, and I don't have family or friends that act like that, so I don't. No, I don't find her relatable. Is she funny? Hell yeah, she was. But some of the stuff that she said too, I just didn't connect with. Like, And he was like, "How?" Like, I'm like, Bruh, just because we grew up in the hood, it doesn't mean we're gonna be relatable to everybody that's from there. I was not related, like, I didn't find her relatable at all. Um, Likable, yes. Relatable, no. He's like, he was not getting, and I'm like, you don't even hang around people like that, so how do you find it relatable? Um, so yeah, I never really indulged in like her content then, and then I used to watch Love and Hip Hop, and then I was like, yo, she is funny. Like her reactions are funny, and then when she started doing her music, I do like her music. Not all of it, but I do like a lot of her music. Um, but yeah, I was just like, no, like there are certain things that I don't even have friends that acted like that. So it's like, how can that be relatable to me? Well, I never experienced that. But yeah, I feel like the way people think and stuff like that is just ugh. And another thing that I stay away from is like those um toxic positivity people. Oh my god, I can't with them. When it comes to that, and the people that act very godly, and that they don't even practice what they preach, but they think because they're posting godly memes that they're like they have this crazy relationship with God, and they really don't. Yeah. Oh my god, I feel like WAP just came out. Just what year you graduated? In 2020. That came out in 2020. You showed her the video. She probably was like, oh my god, what are you doing? So one time too, for my birthday, my best friend was like, I'm gonna take you to this like male, like show or whatever. And we were like, all right, cool. Just when you was listening, oh my god, do you have what's coming towards you? And yeah, that's the universe deck. Yeah, it's the universe deck. That's why. I think it's messages from the universe. Hi, Amun Goddess. So she's like, I'm gonna take you to this male show, and I'm like, I don't like male strippers, but she had already went. She was like, no, it's not like the male stripper, but she's like, that movie, I think like Magic Mike or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, but I never got into those movies. But anyways, I'm like, yeah, let's go. But when we went, I think that group, those guys that were like, I guess like they were traveling touring whatever. Um, they became very raunchy, and we were there. I'm like, girl, this is what you can, like, I was like, please get me the fuck out of here. And we were couldn't stop laughing. So it's like I was saying, like everything is not gonna be relatable. Like just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I want to see male strippers. I don't like male strippers. They disgust me. But now I've always enjoyed going to the strip clubs where the women are performing. But I'm not attracted to, like, I'm not sexually attracted to women. But I think women are fucking gorgeous. But like I'll go see a woman at the strip club, but I do not find it entertaining to go see a man. Like I don't find it attractive. Like ew. Actually, I find it gross. I guess because I know you more personally now, Jess, but I can see you listening to that. Did you ever listen to that to that ludicrous song? Girl, yeah, like I don't want to see no man in a fucking thong and boots. Like that's not attractive to me. I don't like overly sexualized men. Like I don't find that attractive. Yeah. I guess too from like, I knew you from the other channel. We used to have fun on there too. I wanna I wanna go back to I wanna do every once in a while. Um Girl, I was too. Oh my God. I used to listen to a lot of stuff like in middle school, high school that yeah, I definitely shouldn't have. I did your reading, Moon Goddess, last night. It was done. Yeah. So go back to the live from last night. I thought you were in here because you were in like I literally was there. I got started as soon as you comment. So yeah, it's in there. Um, all right, got you, Jasmine. Separate messages. Why you sent me 9? I'll give you extra, or do you want me to put like a little tab for your next for another? Yeah, it was literally towards the end. So probably like look at the last like I want to say like 5 minutes. Oh wait, this is the wrong deck. No, I could give you extra, or do you want me to like save? Just let me know. I gotta extend this deck, and I want to like clean it up a little. I feel like I lost cards. Actually, I gotta go through all my decks because they're probably in between other cards. You said, oh yeah, the 13. Wait, I'm confused. For the universe messages, yeah, it's 12 for 7. Oh, you were looking at the bottom. Yeah, because those are for like if it's a private. Yeah, those are for emailed readings. For private readings, basically. Okay, I got you. I'll just give you like extras. Alright, what's coming first, Jasmine? What is coming towards Jasmine? You're being invited on a brunch date by a romantic interest. Jasmine, are you still on the dating apps or no? I'm just asking, being curious. No, you're good. You have new beginnings. That reminds me of that card that I saw, like with finances. Like there's gonna be, yeah, new friendships forming. A family member reaching out. An unexpected invitation from family, friends, and or a romantic connection. So like I feel like someone unexpectedly, this could even be someone you haven't talked to in a minute, just randomly invites you somewhere, because I feel like I see you going out. Success after struggle. Look, right under that new beginnings. You're not, yeah. A joyful celebration. Recognition for your talents. Travel plans coming together. Someone is currently manifesting you in their own way. We know who that is. We know who that is. A boost in your confidence. Okay, we got a few here. Someone is going to be expressing how they feel. Could be family, could be a family member, a friend, or a romantic partner. A wish coming true in love. Someone spying on your social media. Increase confidence in yourself, and that's coming right with that boost in confidence. Someone confessing feelings of romance. Gift and surprises arriving. Your ancestors are protecting you. Watch out for their signs. You have true love. Towards her. An energy boost. Higher level of commitment. A surprise gift or gesture from someone close to you. A passionate connection sparking. Soul care, self-care, and self-love. All right, I did 24. So yeah, I wanted to double up. And then you have you going on a holiday vacation with someone special at the bottom. And you have past love wanting another chance. A creative project taking off and going out and having fun times, which I did see that. For some reason, I see you going somewhere. So that is what I have for you, boo. I hope that was helpful. Yeah, I want to expand on this deck this week. I'm sure. I think I have some blank decks. I got to finish my other 2 messages decks too. So thank you, Jasmine. All right, BG, you can go ahead and post. Excuse me. I'm gonna have to take medicine because I still feel like a little congestion in my chest. Yeah, exactly. All right, I got you right now, BG. Let me just fix these cards because it's gonna freaking bother me. I didn't even notice they were like. I mean, I don't read these upside down anyways, but. Me too. I just want to expand a little bit more, like on these. Now that like I'm like a little bit more. I think I want to do a specific one for like what's coming towards you and your connection, or like what to expect next. All right, so let's see, BG. Do you see Alonso? Yeah, definitely an OCD moment. I do not like yo, I don't like to get readings from people that be having their cards off mixed up like that too either. I just don't. Do you see Alonso and me reconciling? Please and thank you. We dated for 5 months. Then he said he wasn't ready to jump into a relationship. Okay, let's see. Thank you, PG. How have you been? Will they reconcile? Swear, will BG and Alonso reconcile? All right, the Ace of Wands. Will they reconcile, Spirit? Okay. The Two of Pentacles reversed. Okay. Will they reconcile? And the Six of Wands. I feel like you guys will. The spark is definitely still there. The spark is definitely still there. I feel like whatever confusion he's been going through is kind of like balancing out. Yeah, like the Eight of Wands. There's a lot of fire here. What is his sign? There's a lot. Like, these are all action takers. So I feel like you will reconcile at some point. This feels like, honestly, this feels very, I don't know if the breakup just recently happened, because this feels like someone who is still very, very, very connected to you. Like, it almost feels like you guys are not separate from each other. I do see him coming towards you. I don't know if you guys frequent places, similar places, or have similar, like, friends, or friends in common, or like, because I feel like there could be a time where you run into each other. Yeah, like the Ten of Cups. So I do see reconciliation. I do. Oh, last week? Oh, yeah. He's a Leo. Oh, shit. Yeah. I'm like, there's so much fire here. So I would say let it be. He just bought you. Wait. So after the breakup, he bought you a gift? Yeah, there's still a lot of emotions here. It's just way too strong to me to feel like there's gonna be like this is a full-on separation. So after the breakup, girl, y'all not over. No, it's not over. No. No, I feel like I said, I think that there has been confusion because the Two of Pentacles is here, and the Two of Pentacles, in the upright can be talking about like too many priorities, too much stuff going on. I'm trying to balance myself out. I got to figure this out, right? In the reverse, there's still a bit of confusion, but it's actually clearing up. Especially because I clarified it with the Eight of Wands. So I don't see, I see you guys reconciling. To be honest, I do. And when I like, I feel like he's way too attached to your energy. The spark is way too strong. Like how I always explain, when I feel like there's things are over, like at least the person is kind of like physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually distant. There's like a blank, like it's almost like a black wall that I see with you guys. No, that's why I was like, when did this happen? Because it just doesn't feel like there's a breakup. Yeah, because he's not done. I think that he's just a little bit, let him be. I would say don't put any effort. Let him figure it out, because I just don't see you guys like, I don't see this being like a full-on breakup. But yeah, I'm getting a yes. You're probably gonna still go to, you're probably gonna go to that event, because I just feel like you guys are gonna be together. He's gonna reach out to you. Like, he's gonna make it known that he wants you there. So yeah, no, don't worry about that, because I feel like he's gonna let it be known that he wants you there. So yeah. Yeah, he got you a gift because it's not over. He don't want it to be over. I think just he probably just needed to like I said, balance himself out. Got a little, maybe things just kind of moved a lot emotionally. Like, he probably felt like way stronger feelings than he expected and freaked out a little bit. But I don't think it's over. It's not coming up as it's over. You're welcome. I just felt like I was like really cold before I came on. This is not the right bag of chips anyway. Um, Imagine thinking you grabbed a pretzel and you about to put a tortilla chip in your mouth. That's what just happened to me. I was like, wait, what is this? Thank you, PG. What are you guys doing? Whoever's in here. I know Jess is in here. Girl, girl. I thought you said I'm gonna make iced tea coffee, and I'm like, what the fuck is that, Jess? Like, what is that? Yo, it's already 3 p.m. Yeah. I've been wanting to come on earlier, but I guess that would help if I went to sleep earlier. Yeah. Big penne? Is that with red sauce? Or I've never had big penne. That sounds good. You know, I love pasta. I did online food shopping yesterday, and went through DoorDash, and what I was gonna say, I bought a bunch of different pastas. Cause pasta is something that I feel like when you if you make it today, it's even better tomorrow. Like I just feel like when it comes to like pastas, like you know, like lasagnas, any kind of pastas. And what's the other thing? Or like I feel like my potato salad, it's amazing that day that I make it, but the next day, oh my god. Um, I feel like when it comes to like those kind of dishes, I feel like some of that stuff is just the next day is just so delicious. Like oh my god. Like it's like it gets marinated. I mean, well, obviously it's marinated from the day before, but that's why sometimes too. Like when I make fish, I like to marinate it the day before. But like my chickens, like my meats, I like to. I mean, not marinate it. I like to season them the day before. Um, Me too, Jess. I love. That's one thing that I can definitely eat. You know what? It's funny because you're talking about baked penne. I feel like I've had this before. One, and two. I mean, I'm sure I made this before. Two, I've been thinking. I think tomorrow I'm gonna make baked ziti. Are you adding any meat stress or no? Okay, yeah, you see, so good. And I love, you know what's one of my favorite things? Manicotti too. I love making manicotti and I just love it. I know that's the fuck right. You know what? The only thing I have never made was like pasta with vodka. I want to try that. I gotta expand on my pasta dishes. Wait, what? I forgot what I was saying. Oh, manicotti? It's a pasta too. Um, it's the like the oh my god. So the specific pasta is long. It's like probably like this long, and you stuff ricotta cheese in it, and then you cover it with like mozzarella or like well with like red sauce, and like I like to use mozzarella cheese. I'm not really a fan of Parmesan cheese. Um, yeah, that sounds. I don't think I did. I order and did I get manicotti? I don't think I did. And what I do with my ricotta cheese, I add like shredded cheese in it, and sometimes like a little hint of like cream cheese. Oh my god, my nephew loves it. Or sometimes I'll do like the big shells, like the really large ones, and I'll stuff them with like manicotti. I mean with ricotta, not manicotti, with ricotta and like shredded cheese, and I add like cilantro, sofrito. Um, and yo, we be killing that. The only thing I've never made too is like homemade ravioli. I think I'm gonna try to make some homemade ravioli one of these days. But I'm gonna stuff them with like ground meat, ground beef. Ooh. Yeah, see, they do Parmesan, ricotta, and mozzarella mixture. I like to do mozzarella, ricotta, tiny hints of Parmesan, and then I'll use like another kind of like shredded cheese, like Gouda or something like that. Yeah, me too. And like I've had like canned raviolis, but not made them. I think that's gonna be my, yeah, something I want to make coming up. All right, well, it's quiet. I am gonna come back on later, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna chill. I gotta do that big Etsy order, and then yeah, cause I already did the other ones, and I actually did the other ones yesterday last night, cause I was bored. Um, Girl, I was up late. Like I could not fall asleep whatsoever. Like when I say I was not tired, I was not tired. So today I woke up literally. I've only had like maybe less than 3 hours of sleep. So I'm like, I should be going the fuck to sleep tonight. I have to break this cycle. All right, I'll see you later, Jess. Bye.